Okay, folks, our lead story tonight is a rather interesting story. Our lead story basically tells us that in Indian politics, or in terms of the challenges which are faced by top Indian metropolis, whether you're the metropolis which has the biggest expenditure limit as far as the municipal authorities is concerned, or you're the second richest municipal body, or you're the third richest municipal body. Basically, number one, number two, number three is all the same. I mean, just imagine if in a 100-meter sprint, if the person who wins the gold medal is the same as the person who wins the bronze medal. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the reality when it comes to top Indian metros' ability to deal with woeful state of infrastructure. And why do I say that there is no difference between number one, number two, and number three? Because whether it is Hyderabad today, which is sinking literally, all top areas of Hyderabad today facing massive amounts of waterlogging, or it is Mumbai on an annual basis during monsoons in the month of July, August, or it was Bengaluru just a couple of days back, which we saw was again struggling. Mumbai, which is the richest municipal authority, Bengaluru, which is, well, the second richest municipal authority, to Hyderabad, which is the third richest municipal authority. Basically, the challenges are the same. 5,380 crores. That is what the budget is for the Hyderabad Municipal Authority. That's the kind of money that lawmakers in Hyderabad, the municipal body in Hyderabad really has. Just imagine that. 5,380 crores. So I ask you, if the city of Mumbai, which has 33,441 crores at its disposal, the city of Bengaluru, which has 10,895 crores at its disposal, and then you have the city of Hyderabad, which is 5,380 crore rupees in its kitty. If the challenges for all these cities remains the same, then exactly what is the lesson which is being learned by those who are supposed to be responsible for management of these cities? In Chennai, have you forgotten what had happened in Chennai? Just over 3,000 crores, just around about 4,000 crores, but the challenge absolutely the same. As they say, when it rains, it pours. And in India, it appears when it pours so much that there is no city. There is no top metro which can say that we have a solution to figure out exactly what goes wrong, what went wrong in the city of Hyderabad. That's a simple question. Was Hyderabad unprepared despite the multiple warnings which were put up by the meteorological department? Who will take responsibility for the lives that have been lost in these floods? 15 people have died, folks. And when you talk about India 2020, in India 2020, the city of Hyderabad, which is supposed to be the home to so many top MNCs and the innovation labs and whatnot, imagine 12 people end up losing their lives because it rains so much. Will government compensate the citizens for the damage which has been inflicted on the properties of these individuals? I want to know who is going to be held accountable for all this. Is there any accounting of where this money, this 5,380 crores, is being spent for the welfare and upkeep or maintenance of the city of Hyderabad? Do we know that? Will anyone tell us that answer to this question? Is news media guilty of Hyderabad's issues? Is my simple blunt question tonight, folks. Do we just not care? If something like this happens in Mumbai, it pours for one day in Mumbai, and all these Delhi, Noida, Mumbai-based so-called national channels who these days are busy running around film stars, they're so kicked. Oh, Mumbai is drowning. The city of Hyderabad is also struggling. Is there anyone other than India Head who's speaking about it? That's the difference between India Head and the rest. And that's why we say that our heart will always be for our citizens who are in the southern parts of our country, and not just those citizens who are in Mumbai. When Mumbai struggles, we'll report on that, but we'll also report with the same alertness, with the same energy that we'll see if something goes wrong in the city of Hyderabad. Well, I got a top panel joining me right now. Mohammad Zubair Ali is a well-known blogger and influencer. GP Sharma is from Skymet. Kavita Ashok is another well-known environmentalist, and Naveen Kumar Bhattagar, former DIG, NDRF, live with us as well. Let me begin with you, Naveenji, first. Why is it, Naveenji, that top Indian metros can just not seem to get their act together when it comes to dealing with simple rains? Why is it so difficult, Naveenji?
Actually, it's not the one-time case. Every time, every year, it happens like that. But this time, it is more fruitless matter. See, now the situation is worse this year and this time. So we should take care about it. We should take preventive measures well in advance. Whereas in this case, we have lacking behind. We have not taken proper water logging system, drainage system. Moreover, I know Hyderabad not one time, two times, so many times I have visited. There was big ponds with so many sagars were there, water reservoir were there. But now you can see that slowly all the reservoirs vanished. Drainage system heavily disturbed. Now you can see the lot of concrete jungle is coming down there and coming up like anything. Lot of concrete and all these things are going to stop this thing, reservoirs as well as drainage system. That is why it happened, and people were not ready for that. Nobody thought that such type of heavy rain will come and such of fury will come. So definitely it happened. So we should remain all the time
Navinji, can I
alert.
just ask you
We
one
should,
question? Navinji,
especially in
just
this
explain to me,
monsoon
Navinji.
season.
I could have called you, Navinji,
Ji.
by playing these pictures without telling you where these pictures are coming from. Because I kid you not, and I promise you, Navinji, if I was to play pictures of what goes on annually in the city of Mumbai, it's exactly this. And the arguments which you have just made, sir, the defense which you've just given me, is exactly the argument, exactly the defense which is given even in the city of Mumbai. That all drainages are full, there is massive unplanned urbanization. All reservoirs are full. All sewage lines are full. There is no space for extra water to flow out. That's why I'm asking you, sir. That is this the story of urban India? Is urban India on the verge of sinking? That's the reality. Is that the brutal reality, sir? When it rains, if it rains for 3 days in Gurugram, same story. Hyderabad, same story. Mumbai, same story. Why? Why is the same story everywhere?
Actually, there is the NDMA Act, National Disaster Management Authority Act. Act is there. Your rules and regulations are there. Honorable Supreme Court judgment is there. So many orders are there. National Building Code is there, which is very serious about it. But nobody thought it. So don't compare Mumbai and Hyderabad. Mumbai really all the time remains on this verge of flood and cyclones and all these things. But Hyderabad nowadays is coming up like that only. So we should remain prepared for that. And it's a well time. It's a thought for us that we should remain prepared about it.
Zubair.
Yeah.
So, but when will we get prepared? Zubair, when will we get prepared? Naveenji is saying I should not compare Mumbai to Hyderabad. But I'm telling you, I can play pictures. If I was to play a double window of of annual affair which takes place in Mumbai and this affair which is now playing out, I mean, just look at this. Look at these pictures where a man is sinking. 15 people losing their lives because it's rained heavily in the city of Hyderabad. Look at what's going on. Why, Zubair? Why does the city of Hyderabad also appear to be completely clueless, completely helpless when it comes to dealing with rains like these?
I absolutely agree with you, sir. Because this is the very first time I've been seeing city like this, and I've never seen Hyderabad in this condition. And plus, I think the main problem is the infrastructure. The drainage system where the government needs to really work on. It is a very big warning for the whole of city, because this is the very first time that is happening like this in Hyderabad. We have witnessed a lot of rains before. We have witnessed a lot of calamities, but nothing like this. 13, 14, 15 people have lost their lives, and we are yet to get 2 more days of heavy rainfall. This is just the first day, and 2 more days to go till 15th. The government has announced that it's going to be raining heavily. I don't know how many people are going to die more. About the preparation, I would say the government should back up now. It is now for them to come forward, take all the responsibility, and make sure the drainage system, the infrastructure is being repaired and maintained well for the coming future. Any kind of these calamities and all. So I guess it is time right now for
Kavitaji,
the
what is this
government.
about? Kavitaji, what is this about? Zubair says government needs to back itself up. Let me put it this way, Kavitaji. It appears that whenever you have more than 2 days rain, and on an average, I'm saying more than 2 days rain in Chennai gives you the same result. More than 2 days rains in Gurugram gives you the same result. More than 2 days rain in Delhi gives you the same result. Is there any difference between any top Indian metro that I'm talking about today, Kavitaji, when it comes to dealing with rain?
Bhupen, I think that's a beautiful question, but I think the answer, everybody has the same answer. We are full of lame excuses. Whether it's Gurgaon, whether it's Mumbai, or whether it's Hyderabad now. As an environmentalist and activist, I think that we are like, as citizens, fed up of excuses of the state governments of these particular, cities, because you know there is natural disaster team, there are meteorological departments, there is forecast, the weather is always forecasted. Why are we not prepared? If it 2 days of rain, how can a city be flooded? Are we not equipped with proper sewage system? Where is all the money going? We've heard this phrase, Bhupen, called money going into the drain. I think here money is not even going into the drain because even the drainage system is not proper. It's really disappointing, and I really feel from my heart for people who have lost their lives. And this is totally mismanagement and unpreparedness on part of the governments. We may call
What
it
could this
nature's
be?
fury, but yes, we have to be prepared
Yeah,
for nature's fury because we have
yeah.
got into this climate
I couldn't
crisis
agree more.
ourselves.
I couldn't agree more with you. I couldn't agree more with you, Kavitaji, when you say that famous phrase that money is going down the drain. In this case, the drain is blocked, so you can't even put
Yeah.
that money there. So maybe what's happening is that money is going in pockets. Maybe that's the reality. That instead of that money being spent on civic amenities, maybe that money is being pocketed. What is it, Sharmaji? As a scientist and as someone who tracks these weather patterns closely, do I just say, Sharmaji, that actually, it's just not possible to deal with rains of these kinds? That India is a greatly developed country, Atmanirbhar campaign. Prime Minister wants us to be Atmanirbhar, हमें आत्मनिर्भर होना चाहिए. आत्मनिर्भरता रखिए, बारिश से निपटिए. Is that the reality, Sharmaji?
See, Bhupen, there is no doubt that this was an unprecedented spell as far as the city of Hyderabad was concerned. Month of October, the rainfall is supposed to be just about 100 millimeter for the month. It poured about 200 millimeter in 24 hours. And though it was very well, possibly, I think that it was there, the forecast was there, because the system, the deep depression which was there, it was through and through, it has moved after crossing the coast through Telangana. But then, yes, but I have no intention to bail out the state machinery or the administration as such, which were not effectively.
Right.
We have this unprecedented situation wherein 2 days of rainfall and more of it. But the more of it, I will say that possibly the worst is over now for the city of Hyderabad. We will have some relief. I think since morning there is a very little rain has happened. It's just about a drizzle or so. And the same thing I expect in the next 2 days also. There is no worry as such. I don't think there will be
But
any
tell me one
heavy
thing,
down.
Sharmaji, if I may ask you, sir, when as an environmentalist, an environment scientist, when an organization say like SkyMed puts out these warnings, and we've been carrying out these headlines on our programs over the last 1 week that it's going to be raining, it's going to be raining aggressively. When you know that it's going to be raining this much, what are the is there like an SOP? Is there a standard operating procedure, a protocol that any state government should adhere to prevent at least loss of human lives like this, Sharmaji?
It should very much definitely come with these. What are these alerts and alarms and the warnings for? Okay, if there is I think in today's time, every time, whether it's a extremely heavy rain, high impact weather event, or if it is any stormy season or an impact likely to be there, there is a sufficient warning. At least about 2 days of warning for this particular situation also that has been there. But then it has to be the state machinery or the department responsible for carrying out rescue, rehabilitation, preparations. That has to be on all the time. Actually, month of October is not supposed to be rainy for the city of Hyderabad. Possibly that is the thinking, that is the thought process behind the minds of the administrators. October is not supposed. Actually, after the southwest monsoon is over, it's a very little rain. November and December.
No, but is that the reality, Naveenji? The reality is that if there are alerts which are being put up, then those alerts are supposed to be looked at seriously. Is the fundamental problem that these weather alerts are not taken seriously sometimes? Naveenji, if I may ask you, are these fundamental alerts are not taken seriously by various state governments, and is that the reason why it appears to be a case that it's rained so much and therefore no authority can do anything?
Actually, it's a totally failure on the part of the state government, because lot of funds are being given by the central government to the state government. Lot of instructions are there. Lot of trainings and the courts were given to them. But state government totally failed in performing their this rescue operations and all these things. They have we have the NDRF. Likewise, all the state governments have their rescue operation teams, your reserve police force, your police departments, your other departments are there, but they are totally failed. Otherwise, this type of death could not be happened. And they have the adequate instrument with them. They have not provided. They failed in doing this rescue operation and their duties. Otherwise, it can't happen like that. Please.
Kavita ji, what is this about? Kavita ji, is this about, you were talking about, the drain being clogged. I mean, what's the problem? Is the drain too small? Is the budget too small, Kavita ji? Is it about money? What is it about? Do you need, I mean, if there was, let's say if there's 10,000 crores, you look at Mumbai, the BMC in Mumbai has 33,000 crore budget, it struggles, right? Hyderabad, well, far lesser money, it struggles. Chennai, little lesser, still struggles. Bengaluru, the same point. Is money the problem, or is it just that there is so much of urbanization that you can't deal with this problem? Do we just throw our hands up and we say, boss, if it rains heavily, then it rains heavily, there's nothing that I can do about it?
No, it's not about the funds. I think there are enough funds. There is adequate flow from the center to the state. I think there's a lot of mismanagement, and somewhere I think they're being even not only mismanaged, they're going into the wrong pockets. Because see, if there is a warning, even of 2 days, there is enough force, there is enough management. We have enough equipment, enough of army, CRPF. We have seen all these forces get together whenever there is an emergency. So why was there was so much mismanagement that people are dying? I've been watching news since morning today, and the kind of help that has reached people is very, very poor. That's not the kind of response people expect from their governments. They vote for it with a lot of faith, and when an emergency comes in like this, human life has no value. We are letting people die, and all that we have to say it. Oh, it rained without time. I'm sorry, I don't take this argument from people who say it rained without time. Mumbai, it rains every year. Still, there is flooding. Still, there is mismanagement of funds and allocation and everything. So let's not get away with this excuse that ki humko pata nahi tha. It's unprepared. No, you have to be prepared for all the disasters that can come in. I think the government is providing enough funds to each state. So let these people gear up, let the policymakers gear up, or I think it's the administration of a particular state which is failing here. So I do not take this excuse that monsoon was not expected or it was uncalled for rains. No, nature's fury, it's the role of the government to be prepared, well equipped. And if you are taking vote from the people of a particular city or state, you are responsible, you are answerable for whatever's happening and for the protection of their lives.
All right, Zubair, so would you concede that point that actually the real problem is that it's just that elected authorities don't take natural calamities seriously. If there is a communal riot, there is a political point to be made. So everyone, outrages. I'm quite amazed that I've not seen any response coming from the political opposition in the state of Telangana. I mean, by now, I would like to believe that whether it's the TDP or the BJP or a whole host of other, regional players, the focal points of debates need to be on these. But somebody will tell me about what's going on. Why is Bhadrachalam, not being developed or something or the other. We spend too much time in emotional issues. These basic issues which impact everyone's life. Look at these cars, just being completely swept away. Is it that natural calamities are not taken seriously by elected governments?
I absolutely feel that, because whenever you have a natural calamities, it is the government's responsibility to come forward and save the infrastructure and the lives of people. When it is raining from past 2 days, I hardly see any MPs, MLAs coming out, helping people. I am so happy. I am so glad that the city of Hyderabad has such a spirit that common people are coming forward and helping each other. I have seen people going onto the roads, saving, removing trees, and those are not the DRFL, any forces or CRPF. Those are the common people who are helping. Common people are actually coming out, helping the street dogs, street animals. So I think the government should actually come forward, should not take this as a lame excuse that it is raining, in the month of October or November. It is a natural calamity. It is nature's fury. It can come anytime. Or an earthquake will not give you a warning and come. Anything can happen anytime.
Exactly.
So I think
So
the whole
what is the
responsibility should
government
be
meant
given to
for?
the
What's the government
government
there
to
for?
come forward and
If the government cannot look after its citizens in times of emergencies, then what is the government meant for? Kavita ji and all our other guests, thank you so much for joining us. I hope that all our citizens and all our friends, our viewers in the city of Hyderabad remain safe and sound. Please don't venture out of your homes. If you can live, if you can manage without venturing out of your residence, then please try and do that. It appears that when it comes to dealing with anything, if it comes to dealing with corona, please look after yourself beyond a point. If it comes to dealing with floods, please look after yourself beyond a point. If it comes to dealing with environmental degradation, haze, pollution, well, please look after it beyond a point your own selves. That's the reality, folks. Atmanirbhar ban ke rahiye. That's the only way. You have to look after your own interests. It's the straightforward message which is coming from the political class.